Hey, what's up? My name is Dave, and as you know, I interpret everything. Today I'm going to be interpreting Nine Windows, a brand new 2024 horror mystery thriller that's going to be releasing to digital everywhere on October 15th out of Gravitas Ventures. It's another modern retelling of the age-old Hitchcockian story Rear Window, only instead of an actual window, it's digital, as our heroine of the story, Liza, spends her every waking hour watching a number of wannabe influencers live stream on a local video website, going as far as to troll and even cyberbully some of them. When you know it, turns out one streamer, late at night, publicly murders people and she sees the entire thing, leading her to contact the police, but they can't really do that much because there's not much proof, leaving Liza in all of her disabled glory to figure out this mystery before she becomes the killer's next target. So yeah, it is definitely a Rear Window type story, almost exactly, just modernized, like I said. That's not really a bad thing though. As diverse as movie fans tend to be, it's almost a universally accepted fact that Alfred Hitchcock was a legend, and almost everything that he touched turned to gold. And while everybody has their own opinion or favorite Hitchcock film, it's really hard to hate on Rear Window, one of the stories that's been done and redone quite a few times, whether you're talking about the remake with Christopher Reeve, Shia LaBeouf's Disturbia, which is a crowd pleaser and fan favorite, and recently there was actually The Woman in the Window with Amy Adams, to name a few. Obviously, this is a narrative or maybe trope that is popular. Nine Windows is just another title in the crowd. So the question comes down to, why should you care? It's blunt, it's in your face, but it is an important question. When you have as many options as you have, why should you care about Nine Windows? For some, the answer won't come easy. For others that appreciate a tale as old as time, there's more than plenty to enjoy with Nine Windows. You just first have to understand that it is low budget. Out of the other films with similar plots that I've already spoken about, this is the only low budget variation. So if budget constraints are an issue for you, you might as well skip out. It's probably not for you. But I'll be honest when I said that I had a decent time when I watched the film. I think thematically, it knew the constraints that it had and appropriately and intelligently handled those obstacles that it had with grace. Some of those shots were actually pretty well thought out and invoked a feeling of tension, whether it be showcasing a wider shot of the home, shielded in shadows in the most opportune of places, or a Dutch angle at a climax approaching sequence. Our writer-director, Lou Simon, clearly studied the art of filmmaking in correlation to storytelling, and it shows. There's a bit of an issue, though, when it comes down to the depth of the story, or lack thereof. There needed to be more exploration of these characters as a whole in order to understand them more. Remember in Rear Window, when Jimmy Stewart was so bored he would watch the most random people go about their lives, and he would get invested in each person's daily routines, even though he had no idea who they were. It was like watching reality TV unfold, only better. It was almost as if he considered all of these people family. The characters in this film, however, are all influencers that are relatively void of personality. They do different things, but past that, the film often falls flat, and unfortunately, this happens a lot. It focuses a lot on things being done or have been done in the past, but never the why. Our heroine is a criminal justice major that knows a lot about laws and crimes and serial killers, going as far as to explain what each killer did. Again, what they did, never why they did it. This is in an effort to explain how it connects to what this killer is doing now and how to stop him. Again, what the killer's doing now, but not why. Sure, he might be copying serial killers from long ago, but it never really answers why. Nowadays, you can't just hang on the concept that a killer is bad because he or she just does a bad thing. We actually want to know what messed up thing happened in this character's life or his upbringing that changed him or her into the killer that they are today. Thanos had an evil plan to kill 50% of all life everywhere in Infinity War, and technically you could just end it there and say, dang, that's crazy of him, or you can dig deeper into why he wanted to and how it's all about limitation of resources and how the human race is killing itself by failing to distribute those resources evenly. And suddenly you understand this guy. You don't necessarily agree with him or his wild plans, but you do understand him. More and more movies are doing this as they start to realize that it's this complexity that makes a film that much more memorable. But at the end of the day, every last character in the movie is flat, which makes almost all of them unlikable, even our heroine, because she ends up being a cyber bully, and it has something to do with her being jaded after being in a terrible car crash that killed her parents and rendered her a cripple, but it doesn't really convey that message clearly. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy this movie, because I did, but as I said, it's more surface level than it needed to be, which ultimately hurt the film in the long run. But if you don't care about any of that and you like basic Hitchcockian stories, then you'll probably have a good enough time with the movie, which I rated 9 Windows a C letter grade. For me, that essentially means average. But what about you guys? Have you seen 9 Windows? Were you a fan of the film? Were you not? Which variation of Rear Window do you consider your favorite? Let me know. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review, whatever and whenever that may be. But until then, peace out.